Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Intuitive Heart Healer podcast. My name is Valeri McLaughlin, and I will be your host, intuitive heart healer, energy artist, and spiritual guide. I hold space with love, helping people to connect with their heart centers so they can connect greater to spirit, live a life full of love, happiness, and joy, where they're guided by their intuition. On today's podcast, we're going to talk about expressing the energy that you feel and understanding a little bit about what the energy you are picking up around you. So let's talk about energy first. What is energy? We're all made up of energy. Everything's energy. Our physical body is actually formed of energy. The chair you're sitting on, or the floor you're standing on, or the car you're driving in is all made out of energy. And it all has different frequencies, just like the plants and the trees and the animals. And we all communicate with our frequency. That's how plants talk to each other. That's how animals talk to each other. That's how you can talk to each other if you practice or you tune in. And because we communicate with energy, we tend to feel and pick up energy that's all around. If you ever noticed when you walked into a room and all of a sudden it was like, you're like, whoa, it kind of feels heavy in here, or like, what the heck happened in here? And come to find out that you find out that two people got into this argument and they laughed, but they also left behind their energy in the argument stayed behind. So when you walked into that room, you felt it, you picked up on it. You might have not fully understood what it was. You might have felt it in different ways. Everybody feels it differently. Everybody connects, our psychic senses are all different. So for everybody it's differently, but most of us are empathic and to different degrees, so we feel a lot. And the same can be said if you walked into a room and you're like, whoa, what happened here? I want a piece of this. And they had a little dance party before you got in there and everybody was up on their feet celebrating, and you walked into that room and you felt it. You felt energized, you felt happy, and you were ready to dance. You were ready to get down to it and have a good time. And those are just a couple different ways. Like, you could actually walk into a room and feel energy, and that's what you're picking up on, the energy that's left behind. Think about it. If you ever hit a pillow, the pillow doesn't necessarily pop back up right away, right? It takes some time to release that energy that was pounded into it. It takes some time for it to come back, and sometimes it needs a little help for it to come back into its shape. And sometimes we do too. Sometimes it takes us a little time, and sometimes we need a little help to come back into that space, back to our energy. So my question to you all is, have you ever started out your day and you feel really good? Like, man, this is a good day. I feel good. I'm not bouncing. I'm walking on my toes. I'm bopping to the beat, whatever is playing in my head. And then as your day goes on, that energy starts to diminish. And you get to a point where all of a sudden you're like, man, I feel tired. I feel drained. I feel heavy. I don't know, even a part of me might feel sad or angry or emotional. You might have some anxiety. And you're like, man, what happened? What happened to my good day? What happened to my great day? What happened to all this energy I had? Where did all this energy go? Well, the amazing thing is that throughout the day, if we are not always consciously aware of what happens to our energy. Not all of us. Some of us are in tune. Some of us have connected to our energetic body, and that'll be another podcast down the road. And some of us are attuned that sometimes we what we start to feel is not our energy. But most of the time we when we're not attuned to it, we don't quite understand why this is happening or what this is happening. So let's explain. I just kind of briefly explained how you could feel and pick up somebody's energy when you walked into a room. Whether it's you walked into a fight or you walked into something happy, you walk in there and you can, especially if it's a room where it's like really happy, you walked in there and you're like, oh, I want a piece of this. So you're like pulling that energy into your energetic body. So let's back up here for a second and just talk about the energetic body just a little bit. And we'll go through this at another time, maybe a little bit more detail. But your energetic body is about your arm's length, a little bit shorter than your arm's length, all around you. It goes in your physical body, but it's also expanded beyond your physical body to about arm's length all around. When you feel this happy, energetic energy, you might have been like, ooh, let me pull some of this in. And it happens the other way too. So as you're bopping, having your good day, going about your business, having fun, somebody comes along and they're like, ooh, I want some of that energy. Even some people say it, right? You ever hear that? I want some of that energy. I want to bottle up that energy, especially when it comes to like little kids, right? Because, they're just having a good old day with no cares in the world, running around nonstop. And you're like, yeah, I want some of that energy. Well, every time we say we want some of that energy, we take some of that energy. Not consciously, subconsciously. We take some of that energy because that energy feels good. So if you're walking around freely with your energy wide open, not protecting it, not keeping it to yourself, you could still expand it, but not letting people come in and grab your energy, they're taking it. People are taking it. And that's part of the reason why you start to feel tired and drained and you start to lose that energy, because you don't hold your own energetic body in you and you allow people to start to take it. And then it also happens too if you maybe come across the friend or a coworker and they're having a bad day or something happened, and you put your hand on their shoulder and you're like, oh, I'm really sorry, or how can I help you? And you just want to help, right? You want to help make them feel better. And subconsciously you're giving away your energy. You're transferring your energy to them. You're trying to send them something to help them feel better. In another podcast, we'll talk about how you can actually tap into the love, life force energy that's all around, and you can actually send that energy so you're not sending your own energy. Wouldn't that be fun? We're going to do that one day too. But today we're going to talk about more so what you're picking up, what you're feeling, and how to release this and how you can express it. What that looks like, what type of expression that looks like. And I just wanted to give you a little background of energy and how it transfers and how it goes from one person to another. And give you one tool at this moment to start practicing to use as you go around. And remember, in any tools and practices or rituals that you do, intentions are really important. And it's not just saying the words, it's really believing and buying into them. It's really, really important, because you can say you don't want to feel other people's energy, but if you're not fully committed and a part of you still wants to, you're still going to walk around feeling it. So today's tool that we're going to give to kind of start keeping your energy your own is going to be setting that intention. And if you want to surround yourself with that intention, with a ball or a sphere or wood or fire or something like that, you can do it. You can also just fill up your energetic body with this intention. The intention's going to be here we go. We're going to do it this way, okay? Take a moment right now to pause. Put your feet firmly on the ground, whether you're sitting or standing. If you're driving, just pay attention to it, and you can come back to this at a later time. And just take a couple breaths in and really ground and connect to Mother Earth, right? Feel her vibration come through you. And connect into your heart space. And set the intention of filling up your energetic body with love, joy, and peace and happiness. And holding your energy within your energetic body and not allowing any energies from people, places, things to enter into your own energetic body. I hold my own energetic field, only allowing myself to feel my own energy and not allowing anybody else's energy to come through. And so it is. And just to kind of clear something up, it doesn't mean that you can't feel that somebody's having a bad day, or if they're having a good day, or maybe they're not feeling well. What you're setting the intention for is that you're not going to allow that energy and enter into your energetic body. My suggestion is to take the time to set that intention every day, so you can begin to hold your own energy and your energetic body within you. Okay, so there's a little tool for you to start working with. So what happens if you really start to feel some of this other energy coming through? Maybe some anxious energy, because we still feel things, we still pick up something. We're part of a one consciousness, right? We're all part of one collective consciousness. We're all tapped into that collective consciousness. So we do feel the energy of the collective consciousness. Sometimes it comes through very happy, sometimes it comes through very sad. I remember talking to a friend of mine when the celebration of life, I should say, for Kobe Bryant and everybody that had passed on that helicopter. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, man, I was having a really great day. It was really amazing. And then all of a sudden, right around 1:30, something changed. Something shifted. And I took a second and I checked in with myself and I said, you know what? Me too. Like, all of a sudden I started to feel sad. And then I had remembered that across the Facebook feed, I had saw that the memorial had started, and it was around 1:00. And there were so many people in the collective consciousness that was mourning the loss of all these lives at the same time. And we were picking up on that feeling at that moment. So sometimes that does happen. You're gonna not maybe fully tap in and understand it. And I probably wouldn't have understood what was happening if I hadn't had seen that news feed come across. And it was an interesting moment, and it was one of those realizations. And, you know, now with the pandemic that's going on, if you tap in, sometimes you feel that. You might feel the collective consciousness fear, and you might feel the collective consciousness sadness from all the people that are sick or have passed away. So, and part of this comes to you to feel and recognize what's going on in the world. And part of it, you know, if you're a healer, comes to you so that you can help heal and bring love and joy and peace back to everybody. And then sometimes you feel the universal energy coming through from all the shifts out in the cosmos that happened, and you might feel that energy come through also, and you might not understand. Energy, putting words to energy and feelings to energy sometimes is challenging, because there's really not a lot of words in the dictionary for this, you know. How you're feeling, sometimes it's a little hard to express it verbally and explain it verbally, especially to people. So when you start to feel this, what are some ways that you can express it and release these energies? You know, when we did that intention setting exercises, I had you all take a moment and ground into Mother Earth. And she is beautiful, absolutely amazing. She's so nurturing and loving. She's here supporting us, and she gives us this beautiful planet to live on and food to eat and shelter. She's here, and she's here to help us in so many ways. And one of those ways is she helps us to take our burdens away, helps us to dump our energy back into her so she can transmute that back to love and send that back out. It's amazing, right? She's absolutely amazing. You can walk around barefoot, sit down, lay down, hug a tree, sit on a mountaintop, whatever it is, but take that moment to really be present with Mother Earth and connected to Mother Earth, and ask her to take away any energies that are not yours and help move you back into your proper frequency. We all have a frequency. We all vibrate differently. And she can help you get back to your frequency and help release these energies that you're feeling so that you aren't feeling anxious and sad and angry and all things that maybe possibly are not yours. So there's one way you can help release that energy. And maybe you want to understand it more. I know I did. When I first started to tap into my spiritual gifts, which we all have, but when I really started to embrace them and accept them, I didn't know how to understand everything that I was feeling. And so what I started to do is I started to do what I loved to do as a kid, and that was draw. And I started creating what I now call energy art. And it first started out with me just letting go. No conscious thought of it, picking out a random color, which really is not random, by the way, but picking up a random marker, putting it on paper, and just allowing whatever in there to flow whatever way it flowed. And do it again, maybe picking up a different color, and then filling in all these shapes that I was making and filling them in with colors, sometimes the same color as the outline, sometimes different colors. And as I began to create, I realized I started to feel better because whatever that energy that I was holding on to, I was releasing into the paper and releasing into this energy art. So it was helping me to release what I was feeling and what I was picking up on, and messages that were coming to me that I, in a frequency that I didn't understand. When I got done with the drawing, I would look at it, and then I would turn it and I look at it again. And I realized, whoa, every time I turn this, it's something different. And then I started to stare at it. And as I stared at it, I began to get into a meditative state. In this meditated state, I started to understand the energies that were in here. And I started understanding the messages that were coming through. Every time I rotated it, it was something different, or it added a piece to the puzzle that might have been missing. This really turning this energy into a creative way to express it not only helped me to begin to release it, but it also allowed me to express it where I could use it to help others. I could use it to meditate with, and I've created some wonderful sayings that go along with it, and eventually I'll be rolling out at some point in my lifespan energy art oracle cards, because there's so much more that has to say. And then people started to see things, and every time somebody looked at it and see it, they would see something different. And they would see a brain, or they would see a heart, or they would see dragons. And it's at the time I started doing it, I didn't call myself an intuitive heart healer. But on my journey, everything began to be about the heart. And so it only made sense that my expression in my art was coming through as hearts, because everything is done through my heart with love out to all of you. But I also was getting a lot of feedback on dragons, and then the dragons actually started coming to me and I could see them and start working with them. So they were showing themselves early on. I just on it and now picking up on it. And now I can look back and see all these beautiful dragons that had been working with me and really connect with their energy. As I share these with the world, whether they're prints or originals or on shirts and things like that, I'm helping to keep an intention of these energies, because now some of them are becoming very intentional, and they keep their energy in it. But I'm helping people also help heal, because it was very healing also for myself. So one of the ways for you to really express these energies is really to find a creative outlook, a creative way to do that. And it doesn't have to be through drawing or painting. It can be through gardening. It can be through cooking. It can be through changing your layout in your room or in a room. It could be through cooking. It could be through building. There's so many ways that you can express your energy. And you know what's really interesting too is that, like, when you're going through things, especially like in your home, and you need to shift your energy in the house, you can do that by shifting things around. So moving a plant to another part of the house, or taking a picture and moving it somewhere else, or changing the couch into a different direction. And it also helps you too for you physically, if you are having this anxiety and you need a change of the energy, you can just shift things around your environment to help shift that energy. Clear things out. When you are letting something go, you can physically start to let things go by throwing things out. And that's a good way to help you release and express the energy. So how are you expressing this energy you're feeling? Are you getting frustrated and mad and angry? Taking a nap is a good way to help shift your energy. It helps to reset you. So give yourselves all that permission to do that. There's so many beautiful ways to express your energy. And I want to know all the ways that you are beginning to express this energy that's coming. Even coloring helps, anything to help. Journaling, is a good way to help express the energy. There's so many different ways for you to really start to express this energy that you're feeling and you're picking up on. And I want to know, what are some of the ways that you are? So leave comments, DM me, reach out. Or if you're having some challenges on expressing this energy that you're feeling, I want to hear about those too. I want to hear about those challenges, and maybe I can help give you a tip. Maybe it turns into another podcast if there's quite a few of you coming back with the same questions, and helping you to tap in and express that energy in a creative way, or understand it a little bit more. And maybe that's where we have to go with that. So I hope you found this podcast helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it and you liked it. And I hope you took away some tools to help you express and understand that energy that you're feeling. Before we part ways today, I want to invite you over to my YouTube channel, Intuitive Heart Healer. I will leave the link in the show notes. And there will be a free EnergyArt healing meditation for you, sitting there waiting, so that you can see how I express my energy and help heal whatever at this moment you need healing on. And you can always go back to it, because it's always going to be something slightly different for you, or it could be another layer of healing in what you're actually healing today. So have a beautiful day. I will talk to you next week, next Wednesday. Like and share my podcast to all your friends and family who you feel are interested. You can follow me on Instagram at Intuitive Heart Healer, or join my Facebook group called Intuitive Heart Healer, or check out my website, intuitivehearthealer.com. I'm so happy that you spent this time with me today. I look forward to spending more time with all of you. Sending all my love out to you. Till next time, have a wonderful day.